Good morning. Today's Bible reading comes from Numbers 26 through 29. So let's get into it. And we are reading from the Message Bible this round. After the plague, God said to Moses and Eleazar, son of Aaron the priest, number the entire community of Israel by families. Count every person who is 20 years and older who is able to serve in the army of Israel. Obeying God's command, Moses and Eleazar the priest addressed them on the plains of Moab at Jordan, Jericho. Count off from age 20 and older. The people of Israel who came out of the land of Egypt, Reuben, Israel's firstborn. The sons of Reuben were Hanok and the Hanokite clan, Palu and the Paluite clan, Hezron and the Hezronite clan, Carmi and the Carmite clan. These made up the Reubenite clans. They numbered 43,730. Son of Palu, Eliab. The sons of Eliab, Nemuel, Dathan, and Abiram. These were the same Dathan and Abiram, community leaders from Korah's gang, who rebelled against Moses and Aaron, the Korah rebellion against God. The earth opened its jaws and swallowed them along with Korah's gang, who died when the fire ate them up, all 250 of them. After all these years, there's still a warning sign, but the line of Korah did not die out. The sons of Simeon by clans, Nemuel and Nemuelite clan, Jamin and the Jaminite clan, Jachin and the Jachinite clan, Zerah and the Zerahite clan, Shaul and the Shaulite clan. These were the clans of Simeon. They numbered 22,200 men. Sons of Gad by clans, Zephon and the Zephonite clan, Haggai and the Haggite clan, Shuni and the Shunite clan, Ozni and the Oznite clan, Eri and the Arite clan, Arodi and the Arodite clan, Arilite clan. These were the clans of Gad. They numbered 40,500 men. Er and Onan were the sons of Judah, who died early on in Canaan. The sons of Judah by clans, Shelah and the Shelonite clan, Perez and the Perezite clan, Zerah and the Zerahite clan. Sons of Perez, Hezron and the Hezronite clan, Hamul and the Hamulite clan. These were the clans of Judah. They numbered 76,500. The sons of Issachar by clans, Tola and the Tolite clan, Puah and the Puite clan, Jashub and the Jashubite clan, Shimron and the Shimronite clan. These were the clans of Issachar. They numbered 64,300. Sons of Zebulon by clans, Sered and Seredite clan, Elon and the Elonite clan, Jalil and Jalilite clan. These were the clans of Zebulon. They numbered 60,500. The sons of Joseph by clans were Manasseh and Ephraim. Through Manasseh, Machir and the Machirite clan. Now Machir was the father of Gilead. Gilead and the Gileadite clan. The sons of Gilead, Ezer and the Ezer clan. Ezerite clan, Helek and the Helekite clan, Azraelite clan, Shechem and the Shechemite clan, Shemida and the Shemidite clan, Hefer and the Heferite clan. Zelophehad, son of Hefer, had no sons, only daughters. Their names were Mala, Noah, Hoglah, Milcah, and Tirzah. These were the clans of Manasseh. They numbered 52,700. The sons of Ephraim by clans, Shuthelah and the Shuthelahite clan, Becher and the Becherite clan, Tahan and the Tahanite clan. The sons of Shuthelah, Aaron and Aaronite clan. These were the clans of Ephraim. They numbered 32,500. These are all the sons of Joseph by their clans. The sons of Benjamin by clans, Bela and Belite clan, Ashbel and Ashbelite clan, Ahiram and Ahiramite clan, Shufham and the Shufhamite clan, Hufhamite clan. The sons of Bela through Ard and Naaman, Ard and the Ardite clan, Naaman and the Naamanite clan. These are the clans of Benjamin. They numbered 45,600. The sons of Dan by clan, Shuham and the Shuhamite clan. These are the clans of Dan, all Shumahite clans. They numbered 64,400. The sons of Asher by clan, Imnah and Imnite clan, Ishvi and the Ishvite clan, Beriah and the Berite clan, sons of Beriah, Heber and the Heberite clan, Malkiel and the Malkielite clan. Asher also had a daughter, Sarah. These were the clans of Asher. They numbered 53,400. The sons of Naphtali by clans, Jazeel and the Jazeelite clan, Guni and the Gunite clan, Jezer and the Jezerite clan, Shelam and Shelamite clan. These were the clans of Naphtali. They numbered 45,400 people. The total number of the people of Israel, 601,730. God spoke to Moses, divide up the inheritance of the land based on population. A larger group gets a larger inheritance. Smaller groups get a smaller inheritance. Each gets its inheritance based on the population count. Make sure that the land is assigned by lot. Each group's inheritance is based on population, the number of names listed in its ancestral tribe, divided among the many and the few by lot. These are the numberings of the Levites by clan, Gershon and the Gershonite clan, Kohath and the Kohathite clan, Merari and the Merarite clan. The Levite clans also included the Libnite clan, the Hebronite clan, the Mahlite clan, the Mushite clan, the Korahite clan. Kohath was the father of Amram. Amram's wife was Jochebed, a descendant of Levi, born into the Levite family during the Egyptian years. Jochebed bore Aaron, Moses, and their sister Miriam to Amram. Aaron was the father of Nadab and Abihu, Eleazar and Ithamar. However, Nadab and Abihu died when they offered unauthorized sacrifice in the presence of God. The numbering of Levite males 1 month and older came to 23,000. They hadn't been counted in with the rest of the people of Israel because they didn't inherit any land. These are the ones numbered by Moses and Eleazar the priest. The people of Israel counted in the plains of Moab at Jordan, Jericho. Not one of them had been among those counted by Moses and Aaron the priest in the census of the people of Israel taken in the wilderness of Sinai. For God had said of them, they'll die in the wilderness. Not one of them will be left except for Caleb, son of Jephunneh, and Joshua, son of Nun. The daughters of Zelophehad showed up. Their father was the son of Hephra, the son of Gilead, son of Machir, son of Manasseh, belonging to the clans of Manasseh, son of Joseph. The daughters were Mahlah, Noah, Hoglah, Milcah, and Tirzah. They came to the entrance of the tent of meeting. They stood before Moses and Eleazar the priest, and before the leaders in the congregation, and said, Our father died in the wilderness. He wasn't part of Korah's rebel, anti-God gang. He died for his own sins, and he left no sons. But why should our father's name die out from his clan, just because he had no sons? So give us an inheritance among our father's relatives. Moses brought their case to God. God ruled. Zelophehad's daughters are right. Give them land as an inheritance among their father's relatives. Give them their father's inheritance. Then tell the people of Israel, if a man dies and leaves no son, give his inheritance to his daughter. If he has no daughter, give it to his brothers. If he has no brothers, give it to his father's brothers. If his father had no brothers, give it to the nearest relative, so that the inheritance stays in the family. This is the standard procedure for the people of Israel, as commanded by God through Moses. God said to Moses, "Climb up into the Abarim mountains and look down over the land that I am giving to the people of Israel. When you've had a good look, you'll be joined to your ancestors in the grave. Yes, you also, along with Aaron your brother. This goes back to the day when the congregation quarreled in the wilderness of Zin, and you didn't honor me in holy reverence before them, in the matter of the waters of Meribah, quarreling at Kadesh in the wilderness of Zin." Moses responded to God, "Let God, the God of spirits of everyone living, set a man over this community to lead them, to show the way ahead and bring them back home, so God's community will not be like sheep without a shepherd." God said to Moses, "Take Joshua the son of Nun, the Spirit is in him, and place your hand on him. Stand him before Eleazar the priest in front of the entire congregation, and commission him with everyone watching. Pass your magisterial authority over to him, so that the whole congregation of the people of Israel will listen obediently to him. He is to consult with Eleazar the priest, who, using the oracle Urim, will prayerfully advise him in the presence of God. He will command the people of Israel, the entire community, in all their comings and goings." Moses followed God's order. He took Joshua, stood him before Eleazar the priest, in front of the entire community. He laid his hands on him and commissioned him, following the procedures God had given Moses. God spoke to Moses, "Command the people of Israel. Tell them, you're in charge of presenting my food, my fire gifts of pleasing fragrance at the set times. Tell them, this is the fire gift that you are to present to God, 2 healthy yearling lambs each day, as a regular whole burnt offering. Sacrifice 1 lamb in the morning, the other in the evening, together with 2 quarts of fine flour mixed with a quart of olive oil, for the grain offering. This is the standard whole burnt offering instituted at Mount Sinai, as a pleasing fragrance, a fire gift to God. The drink offering that goes with it is a quart of strong beer with each lamb. Pour out the drink offering before God in the sanctuary. Sacrifice the 2nd lamb in the evening with the grain offering, and drink offering the same as in the morning, a fire gift of pleasing fragrance for God. On the Sabbath, sacrifice 2 healthy yearling lambs, together with the drink offering and the grain offering of 4 quarts of fine flour mixed with oil. This is the regular Sabbath whole burnt offering, in addition to the regular whole burnt offering and its drink offering. On the 1st of the month, after a whole burnt offering to God, 2 young bulls, 1 ram, and 7 male yearling lambs, all healthy. A grain offering of 6 quarts of fine flour mixed with oil goes with each bull. 4 quarts of fine flour mixed with oil with the ram, and 2 quarts of fine flour mixed with oil with each lamb. This is for a whole burnt offering, a pleasing fragrance, a fire gift to God. Also, drink offerings of 2 quarts of wine for each bull, 1 1/4 quarts of wine for the ram, and a quart of wine for each lamb are to be poured out. This is the 1st of the month whole burnt offering to be made throughout the year, in addition to the regular whole burnt offering with its accompanying drink offering. A he-goat is to be offered to God as an absolution offering. God's Passover is to be held on the 14th day of the 1st month. On the 15th day of this month, hold a festival. For 7 days, eat only unraised bread. Begin the first day in holy worship. Don't do any regular work that day. Bring a fire gift to God, a whole burnt offering, 2 young bulls, 1 ram, 7 male yearling lambs, all healthy. Prepare a grain offering of 6 quarts of fine flour mixed with oil for each bull, 4 quarts for the ram, and 2 quarts for each lamb, plus a goat as an absolution offering to atone for you. Sacrifice these in addition to the regular morning whole burnt offering. Prepare the food this way for the fire gift, a pleasing fragrance to God, every day for 7 days. Prepare it in addition to the regular whole burnt offering and drink offering. Conclude the 7th day in holy worship. Don't do any regular work on that day. On the day of first fruits, when you bring an offering of new grain to God, on your feast of weeks, gather in holy worship and don't do regular work. Bring a whole burnt offering of 2 young bulls, 1 ram, and 7 male yearling lambs as a pleasing fragrance to God. Prepare a grain offering of 6 quarts of fine flour mixed with oil for each bull, 4 quarts for the ram, and 2 quarts for each lamb, plus a he-goat as an absolution offering to atone for you. These are all over and above the daily whole burnt offering and its grain offering and the drink offering. Remember, the animals must be healthy. On the first day of the 7th month, gather in holy worship and do no regular work. This is your day of trumpet blast. Sacrifice a whole burnt offering, 1 young bull, 1 ram, and 7 male yearling lambs, all healthy, as a pleasing fragrance to God. Prepare a grain offering of 6 quarts of fine flour mixed with oil for the bull, 4 quarts for the ram, and 2 quarts for each lamb, plus a he-goat as an absolution offering to atone for you. These are all over and above the monthly and daily whole burnt offerings, with their grain offerings and drink offerings, as prescribed, a pleasing fragrance, a fire gift to God. On the 10th day of this 7th month, gather in holy worship. Humble yourselves and do no work. Bring a whole burnt offering to God as a pleasing fragrance, 1 young bull, 1 ram, and 7 yearling male lambs, all healthy. Prepare a grain offering of 6 quarts of fine flour mixed with oil for the bull, 4 quarts for the ram, 2 quarts for each of the 7 lambs. Also bring a he-goat as an absolution offering to atone for you in addition to the regular whole burnt offering, with its grain offering and drink offering. Gather in holy worship on the 15th day of the 7th month. Do no regular work. Celebrate a festival to God for 7 days. Bring a whole burnt offering, a fire gift of pleasing fragrance to God, 13 young bulls, 2 rams, and 14 yearling male lambs, all healthy. Prepare a grain offering of 6 quarts of fine flour mixed with oil for each of the bulls, 4 quarts for each ram, and 2 quarts for each of the 14 lambs. Also bring a he-goat as an absolution offering in addition to the regular whole burnt offering with its grain offering and drink offering. On the 2nd day, 12 young bulls, 2 rams, 14 yearling male lambs, all healthy. Prepare grain offerings and drink offerings to go with the bulls, rams, and lambs, following the prescribed recipes. And bring a he-goat as an absolution offering in addition to the regular whole burnt offering with its grain offering and drink offering. On the 3rd day, 11 bulls, 2 rams, and 14 male yearling lambs, all healthy. Prepare grain offerings and drink offerings to go with the bulls, rams, lambs, following the prescribed recipes. And bring a he-goat as an absolution offering in addition to the regular whole burnt offering with its grain offering and drink offering. On the 4th day, 10 bulls, 2 rams, and 14 male yearling lambs, all healthy. Prepare grain offerings and drink offerings to go with the bulls, rams, and lambs, following the prescribed recipes, and bring a he-goat as an absolution offering in addition to the regular whole burnt offering with its grain offering and drink offering. On the 5th day, 9 bulls, 2 rams, 14 male yearling lambs, all healthy. Prepare grain offerings and drink offerings to go with the bulls, rams, and lambs, following the prescribed recipes, and bring a he-goat as an absolution offering in addition to the regular whole burnt offering with its grain offering and drink offering. On the 6th day, 8 bulls, 2 rams, 14 male yearling lambs, all healthy. Prepare grain offerings and drink offerings to go with the bulls, rams, and lambs, following the prescribed recipes, and bring a he-goat as an absolution offering, in addition to the regular whole burnt offering with its grain offering and drink offering. On the 7th day, 7 bulls, 2 rams, 14 male yearling lambs, all healthy. Prepare grain offerings and drink offerings to go with the bulls, rams, and lambs, following the prescribed recipes, and bring a he-goat as an absolution offering, in addition to the regular whole burnt offering with its grain offering and drink offering. On the 8th day, gather in holy worship. Do no regular work. Bring a fire gift of pleasing fragrance to God, a whole burnt offering, 1 bull, 1 ram, 7 male yearling lambs, all healthy. Prepare grain offerings and drink offerings to go with the bulls, rams, and lambs, following the prescribed recipes. Bring a he-goat as an absolution offering in addition to the regular whole burnt offering with its grain offering and drink offering. Sacrifice these to God as a congregation at your set feast, your whole burnt offerings, grain offerings, drink offerings, and peace offerings. These are all over and above your personal vow offerings and free will offerings. Moses instructed the people of Israel in all that God commanded him. Boy, wasn't that a lot. And that is today's Bible reading. As always, get in touch with God today, and I'll see you again tomorrow. Bye.